Hi everyone, so I have been talking about the new reworked Marauder set quite a bit already, but we did have the PTR update, especially buffing the Cluster Arrow yet again, and we have been doing some group testing with this today, and that was actually really cool. So we have been running with a ZDH, a Z-Barb, and two Marauder Demon Hunters, once using the Multishot, once using Cluster Arrow, once combining the two even, and overall that actually works pretty well. So this is a very decent speed meta, probably not good enough to actually be the top, but it is definitely far up there and somewhere on the level of like red runs that you can do, I think. So we have been trying different variations here and they're all plus minus the same, so it's kind of hard to really pinpoint that exactly. Similar to how the Marauder setups work in solo pushing. And the core idea is that you stack quite a bit of resource cost and cooldown reduction. So you have the Crimson side in there, you have a Yanks, you have some cooldown reduction rolls. This allows you to set up sentries quite quickly when you need them, so at the start of a floor, at the start of a run, and also whenever you move a little bit and around the corner, you can set up on elites and it just blasts down all the density that's around and move on. So it is a bit inconsistent in how you deal damage because you have to rely on the sentries, so you need to have sentry charges up. But on the other hand, I think it's also quite interesting to play around this cooldown mechanic on the sentries, where you kind of have to be resourceful with them and maybe charge up a few and then go to the next elite pack, put them down, blast the pack, move on. So it has a bit of like a flow to the build, and that's actually really cool. The visuals obviously are amazing, so you have these cluster arrows flying all over the place, coming from off screen. If there's an unbroken line of sight, you can just set them up in the start of the zone and move through the entire map, and they will just keep homing in for like 2 seconds, 5 screens away or something. So it's really cool. With the Multishot this doesn't work because Multishot has a fixed AoE radius and a cone that it shoots. So with Multishot you have to set up new sentries every time, but with Cluster Arrow actually not. We also tried combining the two, so that was quite interesting. And it seems like it doesn't really matter which you do. It seems all very close. So Multishot overall seems to be a bit stronger when you actually set up all those sentries. And the Cluster Arrow is a bit stronger when you are moving around a lot, and especially on these big maps where they can just shoot from all over the place to where you are because of the line of sight. In the end, we settled on GR135 as a decent tier for our characters, so well geared 2.5k-ish paragons, and that can definitely be improved to at least like 140 or so in the end game, maybe slightly higher even to stay on those like 3-minute runs or so. This is obviously not inner level, inner is just blowing everything away, but this is probably somewhere next in line or close to it at least if you want to do some kind of like faster speedruns and not go straight to GR150. Especially next season, I believe there's going to be a lot of Demon Hunters around, and this will be better than God speedruns, I believe. I've done a little bit of testing with God in solo at least, and I can say that it's going to be kind of close in terms of efficiency and XP per hour. But Marauders will probably slightly win because you can go higher tiers, although at a slightly slower pace. I believe this will behave similar in groups, but slightly favor the Marauders because of how group buffs work and benefit GOTH less than the Marauders. But in the end, this should also be an option. While this double Marauder meta is not the most powerful because of inners, and probably won't be played by most people as a result, I believe it still has some merit, and we definitely should keep it in the back of our heads for the time after inner, when that set will inevitably be nerfed, I believe. Marauders should be quite comfortably out of nerf territory, I believe. I don't think that this set is like really so overperforming as we have seen with others like Firebirds and inners now. And I believe that it will just stay where it is and probably not really be touched for a long time. So whenever season 26 comes around, this definitely has a lot of potential, and right now it is also really good. It is new and shiny, so I can really recommend you guys to go for that if you want to play a Demon Hunter season. It is definitely a lot of fun, it has great visuals, and once you get the hang of this, it can be quite fast, and you can also go all the way to GR150 with this in slow runs at a little bit less efficiency if you really like. So overall, really cool stuff for Demon Hunters this season. The new Marauder is really fun, and I really like that there's also some competition between GOTH and Marauders. Impale is not going to be good enough, I believe. Maybe that will get another bump, but for now I believe it's going to be just those two other sets. And especially for solo GR farming, they are at very equal efficiency. Pushing, Marauders definitely wins on the overall leaderboard, but you have to set leaderboards anyway, so that doesn't really matter very much. So this is it for now with the Marauder meta. I will have the updated defeat planners and build guides for you guys ready for season start, of course, and I'll keep you guys posted. So hope you enjoyed this overview here, and see you guys next time.